With the 44th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Bol Bol from Khartoum, Sudan, and the University of Oregon.
There have been many NBA players with crazy status and talent over the years in the NBA. We've seen 5'7" Spud Webb win a dunk contest despite being the shortest player in the league, and we have seen players well over 6 feet like legend Yao Ming dominate the league because of their height. Now, although these types of players do not come around too often, we still see people like them a decent amount of the time. But what we don't see as often and is much more rare is the people that we call unicorns of the league. Players that have a stature and height of a big man, but are able to move and shoot like guards. And there has been a player who has recently entered the league that people believe could be a superstar if they get their body in prime condition. If you didn't know, I'm referring to Bol Bol. And today we will be diving into his story and the fact that we may have some news that he is progressing at a rapid rate and could become a superstar soon. But before we go any further in the video, if you guys have been enjoying the content lately, it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew. We are looking like we're going to be on pace to hit 1K subs by the end of 2021, and I really appreciate it because we just started the channel. But it cannot be done without people like you, so just hit that sub button below and show some love to the channel. Also, it would be absolutely clutch if you could hit that like button below as well. It really does help the channel grow because it lets YouTube know this video is a banger. And lastly, if you want daily hoops content on the gram, drop me a follow at Woods Hoops. It's always linked below. Now, before we talk about what is going on with Bol Bol right now, let's go all the way back and talk about his upbringing and the fact that he was destined to become an NBA star from the start. Well, at least that's what most people think. But Bol Bol had to go through a lot just to get into the United States alone. So let's just get right into his story. It is honestly crazy that Bol Bol almost didn't even make it to the US, because in 1998, a year before Bol Bol was even born, after the American missile strike during the Second Sudanese Civil War, Manute Bol, father of Bol Bol, was accused of being an American spy, and the Sudanese government wouldn't allow Manute and his family to flee to the United States because of this. Bol Bol was born in 1999 in Sudan, where Manute and the rest of the family were stuck. But in 2001, the family was finally able to travel to Cairo, Egypt, where they ended up getting stranded for many months because of visa problems, even though they had already gotten tickets to the United States of America from their American friends. At this point, it seemed like all the odds were stacked against Bol Bol and his family, but just a year later, when Bol Bol was only 2 years old, him and his family were finally able to move to Connecticut in the US as political refugees. When Manute Bol finally got his family into the United States, it was clear that he wanted Bol Bol to make it into the NBA just like he did, so he could be financially set for life and continue his legacy as well. The crazy part is, as a kid, Bol Bol didn't really like basketball that much, but because of his father continuing to push it, he eventually began to train in the gym at a young age. When Bol Bol was 7 years old, him and his family moved once again to Kansas, where Bol Bol stayed all the way through high school. The world first got a glimpse of Bol Bol when he caught the attention of CBS Sports when he was in 8th grade and already standing at 6.5 feet. It was after that when Bol Bol's basketball career really started to get going, when he received his first D1 scholarship offer that year as an 8th grader. As Bol Bol went into high school, he was able to have a great 4 years, averaging 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 blocks per game. He transferred schools a couple times, but he was able to get even more D1 offers from top schools like Arizona, USC, and Oregon, as well as offers from Kentucky and UCLA. And in May of 2016, at the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League, with his team, the California Supreme, Bol Bol averaged 25.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 4.1 blocks per game, giving him Kevin Durant-like comparisons from multiple people at Bleacher Report. Out of all the offers, Bol Bol decided to go to Oregon, where he was looked at as one of the best prospects for the upcoming NBA draft. But due to a bad foot injury, Bol Bol unfortunately only played 9 games with the Ducks, but these 9 games Bol Bol played, he absolutely balled out, averaging 21 points a game, 10 rebounds, and an assist. And after 1 season with the Ducks, Bol Bol decided to declare for the NBA draft, being that he was projected to be a late lottery pick, but ended up falling all the way down to the 44th pick in the second round of the draft by the Miami Heat, who instantly traded him to the Denver Nuggets, which is where he is to this day. At this point, Bol 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 hasn't played much with the Nuggets because of his injury, but he did manage to get some playing time with the Nuggets in short spurts in 7 playoff games in the NBA bubble this year. Now I know that everyone who watched those games, including myself, got at least a little bit hyped when Bol Bol checked into the game and stepped on the court. Because if you guys didn't know, this man is 7'2", but has an absolutely beautiful jumper and can move just as well as any other player on the court. I'm guessing that his father Manute developed his jumper because he knew that's what he would need to make him dominant in today's league, but we don't know for sure. Either way, in those games we saw some flashes of greatness from Bol Bol that got everyone excited we may be watching the next unicorn of the NBA. Bol Bol was able to splash a few threes, get some crazy blocks, and even take the ball up the court like a guard for a couple of possessions. I remember the disbelief from whoever the announcers were that game because 7'2" Bol Bol was controlling the ball and taking it coast to coast at ease. It was honestly just a crazy thing to watch. But like many others, I also noticed that Bol Bol was fairly slow going up and down the court, which is definitely not uncommon for someone of his stature. But we have just seen footage that reveals this problem may be fixed and Bol Bol may become a superstar before our eyes. Let me just roll the clip from the Nuggets training before I say anything. Now that you've watched that video, try and tell me that Bol Bol does not only look healthy, but explosive and muscular in the Nuggets training camp. We knew that the Nuggets were the perfect team to take a chance on Bol Bol, being that their rehab team is so good. But Bol Bol is looking way nicer than I expected and everyone else did. Which brings me to the title of this video, that Bol Bol could become a star before our eyes if his cards are played right. Bol Bol definitely looks like he stayed busy over the offseason after showing his improved game in practice. And Nuggets head coach Mike Malone had previously said that Bol Bol would have to earn his minutes, but he definitely looks to be in great shape so far in camp, meaning that he will probably get some good playing time this year. The fact is, no one knew what to expect from Bol Bol when he came back healthy. We have really only seen a small sample size of him in Oregon and just a smidge in the NBA, but if Bol Bol is able to put on some muscle and weight this offseason, I think we could see him in the Nuggets lineup as soon as the season starts. The fact is, Bol Bol already has the jump shot and basketball IQ to be a solid NBA player, but now it looks like Bol Bol is not only moving with ease and quickness, but strength and athleticism as well. I could most definitely see the Kevin Durant comparisons coming into reality if Bol Bol can avoid any major injuries and stay on the court. We already know that Bol Bol has the talent in his DNA. The question is if he will be able to overcome the odds like he has his whole life and dominate in the NBA. I guess we'll just have to sit back and find out. Well, that is the story of Bol Bol and the footage showing that he could potentially become something big for the Nuggets this year. I really am rooting for Bol Bol and hope that he can make this happen and ball out in Denver. Either way, Bol Bol has one of the most special builds I've seen in my lifetime and a skill set that I don't think we will see something similar to for a long time. So I most definitely hope that he is able to put on some weight and have a fairly long career. But honestly, if the Nuggets give Bol Bol the minutes, I think he could be an all-star caliber player easily based on the footage we saw. All my man needs is a chance. I want to hear from you guys down below. What do you think Bol Bol will average this year? And if he is able to remain healthy, how do you think his career will progress? For me, all I'm saying is, we've seen his father dominate, so I think the same thing could be in the cards for Bol Bol. Thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel would be absolutely amazing. We are out here posting videos 5 times a week, Friday through Tuesday, trying to get to that 1K subs mark and go full time. And the truth is, I cannot do it without people like you. Next video I believe will be revolving around the fact that Jason Tatum has recently had a wild growth spurt, and he could potentially shock the league this year. But until then, you guys just stay tuned. I'll catch you all in the next one. Woods out.